Hi, Ben here with Amtex Equipment. Once again, I am appearing on your screen because I brought you one of the latest look and design of one of our most popular truck mount, Marine 4047 APO. This machine, this design has been around since 2010, has been built in two different horsepower, a 30 horsepower and of course a 37 horsepower in the format of 4047, having an APO system on board that can do 89 gallon of pump out up to 125 psi of pressure. This machine is so loved because of her simplicity and of course the power that this baby puts out when it comes to hard surface cleaning of dual action, regardless of doing tile and grout, stone, or pressure washing of concrete. Now again, as time goes by, every few years we do update the design and look of our machine to kind of keep on top of the market. Now, one of the most beautiful design of the front panel that we could come up with, having this machine carrying a military name, it is to have that beautiful front end of the machine. As the camera goes around, you'll be able to see it in detail. All your gauge housing and all your features that you need to work on, they're at your disposal. As the camera comes around, you'll be able to see your pressure gauge housing and your vacuum gauge housing has been spread apart to give it that unique, beautiful military look. And of course, starting from the top, you'll be able to see a very accessible chemical meter, pump, toggle switch control, APO, which these are all automatically controlled. In other words, without any water connected to the machine, operator cannot make a mistake and turn the pump on by mistake. Same thing with the APO. If there is no recovered water to be pumped out, it doesn't matter if you turn the APO system on and off, it will not operate unless there is water to be pumped out. So this baby came out to be a very small setup, very simple. As far as the other features of this machine, starting from the front end, we have added additional temperature gauge because we need to, in this new design, we are continuously monitoring the temperature of the head of the pump. This is the result of a lot of feedback that we get from selling so many of these Marines out there. However, any kind of update that we do to our machine, they are applicable to the older design. So going back to the temperature gauges, as you do have your right temperature gauge which shows production, and of course there is a sensor inside the temperature gauge which is lined up with the 260 degrees. That way, in case for whatever reason the heater start malfunctioning and creating too much heat, it will shut down the engine. And to the left side there is a temperature gauge with a sensor lined up at 160. Why? Because most of the pressure pumps are basically, they can handle maximum 140 to 160 degree internal temperature. By having an additional temperature gauge, if we follow the lead coming up, we'll be able to show it from underneath the panel right here. If you notice, the end coupling, the end of the temperature gauge has been inserted into the pump. That way we'll be able to monitor the temperature of heart of this beast continuously. In other words, if for whatever reason, if the temperature reaches past 160 degrees, the signal will be sent to the engine to shut down the whole system for safety. Now, as we're down here, let's kind of go over the mechanical part of this machine. As you know, we always over-design our parts to be more durable and take a lot of abuse. If you take a look at the coupling on this baby, it is a size 10 JEM, which is designed for 150 horsepower, just like the Dragon 3D. And most of our belt drive system, which they take a lot of torque to operate, for example, your pump out or your pressure pump, is driven off the shaft of the engine. So the only power transmit that you get through the coupling, it will be just to power the blower, and of course accompanied with a generator on board that uses less than 2 horse to operate. Now, another areas that we have added to this machine is a water box, which now it will be added to any kind of design that we put out there. Now, some of the other areas that we have brought up, it is adding additional silencers to this machine. So we're trying to make our machine as quiet as possible. And as you know, like I said, we do build our own silencers, and the silencers we use, they are wide open MagnaFlows, and these are designed to create no back pressure when it comes to the exhaust of the blower. Another area that we have updated, moving your diesel filter to the outside. So if you really take a look, any area that needs to be worked on, any area, let me turn my flashlight on to be able to show you. Any area on this machine that needs to be worked on is all on the left side of the machine. In other words, once you install this machine on the side door, there is no need for any kind of attention to the right side of the machine, which is kind of kind of confined type of space, so we don't have anything to be serviced or monitored or worked on. Anything that we need to work on either is in the front, on top of the engine, like your filters. Down here you do have all your gauges and indicators, and of course like your thermostat, your burner switch, and as the camera comes around, you'll be able to see anything else that needs service, oil change. They're all located on the left side of the machine. That shows the simplicity and really the beauty of this machine when it comes as far as the engineering and construction of it. Now again, just like the other Marine, because we're dealing with a size 47 blower and we have pump out on board, why go with a larger tank? The tank remains at 80 gallon, which it does have 2 vacuum ports on the top. You'll be able to combine both together to do a distance of 400 feet, or you can do a dual action up to 200 feet on each operator, and doing a great job. Now, as the camera comes around, we have done some tiny little updates just to kind of make the machine much more lovable and kind of when it comes friendly as far as the service of it. Before, we used to have a valve here. As you get water build up, the vapors start distilling and start filling up the pump. That water needs to be drained out. In a lot of cases, the operator forgets, but it used to be a ball valve here, which we used to depend on the operator to drain it every 50 hours, free of any kind of build of water. But we came up with a very simple check valve. As the suction builds up, the check valve closes, and if there is any water accumulated inside of the box, it will stay there till you shut down the engine. As you're shutting down, the gravity pushes the water out into the underneath the vehicle, which basically you're looking at about an ounce, a couple of ounces per day. That way you don't need to be worried about remembering to drain the box, because she can drain herself automatically. The silencer system on the engine has been upgraded to a larger one, along with the additional silencer, as I said, that we have added to the blower. We should get a much smoother ride as far as the sound of this machine, which of course the next video I'm going to be doing, installing this machine inside of our latest customer. I'll be more than happy to do your video so you'll be able to hear the sound of the engine versus the blower combination and what have you. Now, another feature, there is a ball valve here, which is basically connected to the top of the blower. As far as the lubrication, you'll be able to simply spray here, and with the suction, the lubricant gets transferred into the piping to be shut down through the blower and lubricate the blower for the next day's jobs. Now, another repositioning that we have done, again, that could be applied to the other model, the older models of this unit, is adding or replacing or relocating the flow switch. If the camera comes around, you'll be able to see the flow switch of the burner. We have relocated it from the next to the burner, next to the we have located it right at the head of the pump. That way there'll be a long distance of any kind of hot water backing up into the flow switch and taking it out. At the same time, we have added a check valve for safety, so that way, in case if the operator forgets to cool off the machine, no problem. This check valve will not allow any kind of backup hot water coming into either to the pump or to the flow switch and cause any kind of damage or delay. Now, towards the end of this video, I'm getting to the part that basically controls your temperature system for the machine. Of course, your thermostat right there. And if you follow the lead, you're going to come to the box right here, which is very accessible for you to remove and replace or service and what have you. Each component of this machine that needs oil changes, they all come with the oil drainage hoses, and they all use the same type of fitting. You use a 3/4 inch wrench to hold on to the coupling, and of course 11/16 will take off the plug right here. Coming back to the pump, you'll be able to see the same type of fittings to do the oil drainages of the pump. Of course, the last will be draining your blower. Very accessible. Again, 3/4 and 9/16 for the pump and the blower, and of course for the engine that takes a larger type of plug, you use 11/16. Again, like I said, this was an introductory video showing you the all-new rugged look of the Marine 4047, one of the most beautiful machines that we've been able to manufacture and present to the market in the past 5 years. This machine is already available for sale. Now, we have got some order pending. This unit is already sold. And again, like I said, once I install this machine, I will do another video as a second part of this video to show you the performance, the quietness, and the beauty of this machine. Again, I want to thank you for allowing me to do a video. And of course, I'm looking forward to bring you more and more beautiful design in the future.